Hello everybody and welcome to a frozen edition of Jack Rieger Productions. As you can see, it's beautiful weather outside here. Freezing rain on snow, and I just got to chip ice off my car and my wife's car. For anybody who says I love winter, I want to say to them, can you come chip ice off my car, please? Because I don't love winter. Give me my 70 and 80 degrees. Alright, ready for another award-winning edition of Jack Rieger Productions picks? Not really award-winning. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing the Carolina Hurricanes hat too to do something different because I wanted to talk about a team that leads the league in overtime losses and shootout losses. They always get to overtime and then they find a way to puke on themselves. This has been their history for like the last 8 years, and it's very frustrating because I actually think this year they have enough talent to make the playoffs, and they're kind of on the bubble. I think they're 4 points out of it. Not that anybody cares. All right, for the first game, I'm going to pick New Orleans minus 5.5 against the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta is still fighting for the playoffs with a 9-5 record. The Saints are 10-4. At New Orleans, I think this is a tough game. This is a matchup where it can go either way. Saints offense has been better by running the football this year, better than they've done it in probably 25 years. With Alvin Kamara, as Matthew likes to say. I call him Alvin and the Chipmunks, and he gets mad at me. I try to be funny, and I know I'm not. And the other guy, Ingram, I guess. I don't know. I always think Ingram used to play for the Miami Dolphins. Also, the Falcons are playing better. Ryan's getting he seems like he's getting more protection. Julio Jones is one of the best receivers in football. I like the Falcons with the 5.5 points here because I think it's a good head start for two teams fighting. I think the Saints will definitely make the playoffs. Atlanta's on the bubble. I'm going to go for an upset. I'm going to pick Atlanta 27-24. It's indoors. It's where they're used to playing. I think they can get the job done. We'll go from there. Next game will be the Seattle Seahawks are getting 4.5 points at Dallas. I like Seattle in this game because I think when teams really struggle the week before, I think they both have the same record of 8-6. Seattle, I think, will fight to the end. Usually when teams get their butts kicked like they did against the Rams last week, I think they will rebound and play a really good game against Dallas. I think these teams are evenly matched. I think Elliott's coming back this week for the Cowboys, so that should make some of a difference. Seattle's Russell Wilson had a great year. He struggled last week big time against a very good Rams team, which I like the Rams. I'm so glad they turned it around. I'm a big Jared Goff fan, even last year when he was terrible. He looks really good this year in his second year, like Wentz did. Unfortunately, he got hurt. I like the Seahawks to win this game, 27-21. I just think that with their experience, that they're going to fight to the end. That's all. Dallas defense is a little weak as well, even though Dallas has done a good job rebounding after a real struggle in the middle of the season. All right, last game, the game no one cares about. I do, because the Broncos are involved, even though they've sucked most of this year. The Broncos are getting 3.5 points at the Redskins. The Redskins are 6-8. The Broncos are 5-9. Osweiler played very well last week off the bench. Much better than Trevor the Traction Engine, who was horrible this whole season. He basically ruined the year for the Broncos. I think if you had a better quarterback, they would be 8-6 as well, because that defense is good enough. They're still ranked number 1 in the yardage, which is amazing, that you could be that high and your record is 5-9. So that tells you how bad. Trevor threw 3 pick sixes, and he's thrown like 14 interceptions, fumbles, gets sacked when he holds the ball, etc. Osweiler had like 200 yards on 12-17 last week. Heumann, the tight end who's done nothing all year, caught like a 55-yard touchdown pass. I wonder what would have happened if they actually had a decent quarterback all year. There's some speculation Paxton Lynch was going to play this week, and he was horrible in his only start. He's still injured, so I hope he doesn't play, because I don't think the Broncos are going to worry about their draft pick anymore. They're picking 9th. Even if they lose, they're going to get the 7th. They're not going to get one of those quarterbacks. I hope they get that. There's a really good running back out there. I would take him. Maybe they'll get the 3rd quarterback, guy who plays for North Dakota State. Of course, I don't remember his name. My friend Tim might be able to help me on that one, because I have no idea. He's a big guy. He's like 6'6", and he's got a gun for an arm. Sounds like Paxton Lynch, but he's played in a better offense. And then next year they could maybe give Chad Kelly a chance, who was good in college, and he had some issues with injuries and some maturity issues as well. The Redskins, Kirk Cousins, I like. He might even end up on Denver. They would have to overpay to get him, and then maybe they could work on getting another receiver and a better offensive line. I like Cousins. I don't know if it would be good enough at Denver. I think he could get them to be a playoff team We shall see. The Redskins defense is very shaky as well. That's why they've struggled this year. They're 6-8, and they've played under expectations. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a puke homer because I just think these teams are even. Denver 24, Redskins 21. That's all. And if Denver loses to get a better draft pick, I'm not going to be upset either at this point because it really doesn't matter. Although next week when they play the Chiefs, I want them to knock them out of the freaking playoffs because I can't stand the Chiefs and Kelsey, that punk. And Andy clock management read. Let's see. There's another game. What's the game tonight? Minnesota and the Redskins. Minnesota should win. They're favored by 2.5, but it's 10 now. Minnesota should win easily with Aaron Rodgers going on injured reserve. I'd be surprised if with Hundley that they get the job done. Minnesota's done a good job, even though I'm not a big fan of Case Keenum. He's surprised me. Minnesota's a very good defense. They kind of remind me of the Broncos of a couple of years ago when you can win like that. Same with Jacksonville. And we'll get to that game quick too. Jacksonville is favored by 4.5 at San Fran. I know everybody's on the Jimmy G bandwagon. He's done a very good job. However, the Redskins have 10 wins, and people just outlook that. Jimmy G will struggle this week against a very good Jacksonville defense. He won't suck, but he won't do as good as he did last week against that sucky Tennessee overrated team. I like the way Jacksonville's played this year, even though Borders is a little inconsistent. They have 10 wins. Their defense only gives up 14 points a game. I think they're going to win 24-14. San Fran will keep it close for a while, but I think Jacksonville will score a late touchdown. And I'm not slating Jimmy G. Believe me, I wish he was the quarterback of the Broncos because he's better than any of the slop they have. But he's had 5 NFL starts. This will clearly be the best defense he's ever faced. I think Jacksonville might lead the league in sacks as well. They're right up there. All right, thank you for watching a crappy weather edition, as you can see. Freezing rain on top of this. Jack Reaver Productions, award-winning picks. Not award-winning. The only award-winning you get is the Dump Award for the worst picks of the year. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I entertained a little with my Hurricanes hat, the Overtime Lose team. Have a great day. Take care.